Hello, welcome back. This video is turn 51 to 56, but unfortunately the only turn I have backed up is turn 56. So, this is turn 56. And a lot has changed. A lot has changed. So let's just go through the battles first, see what's happening turn 56, and then I'll show you around the place, you know? Show you some of the new stuff. First up, we've claimed the Throne of the Moon, so that's pretty nice. We've called a Wraith Lord, also very nice. And saw some battles. I don't remember what these battles were actually, so let's check them out now. We have... okay, yep. Pretty interesting battle there. We have some Commanders attacking Man. And then we also have a Druid attacking Man. Okay, so not the most interesting battles there from Abyssia. Oh, actually, wait, he had Bind Men? I didn't even see them. Oh, there they are. Okay. Is that a mercenary company or something? Seems like it. Well, alright. Abyssia and Man at war. We then had a battle in Salt Plains. So, here we are in Salt Plains. You may remember this province. It's the Fire Throne. So we have the Solar Serpent, we have the Fire Snakes. We have a bunch of swamp flowers, but also will-o-wisps. It looks like most of the humans have died. They have been getting diseased, well, to death by our Dominion, I assume. Even the scorpion beasts are dying. So a lot of these guys are pretty wounded. We are attacking it with small print here. So we have a Wraith Lord. Currently with a Frostbrand and a Dust Dagger. He's got the Red Dragon Scalemail, some Boots of Quickness. He's got an Amulet of Anti-Magic, Amulet of Giants, and a Horror Helmet. These guys are pretty cool combatants. They come with Fear. They're also Invuln 25. Got a bunch of Undead resists. They're immortal, so they come back in 3 months if they die. They're ethereal. They also summon ghosts if you want to use them for that, but as it is though, since he's D3. Oh, actually, yeah, we cast Invuln, don't we? I forgot. Yeah, that's part of his script. He does Invuln and then Soul Vortex and then walks forwards. So, cleans up the wisps pretty nicely. And then, yep, onto the snakes. Shouldn't have too many problems here. I guess this can hit through Ethereal, it's magic. It doesn't miss. Or... yeah. I guess it just does a little bit of fire damage though. It's armor piercing fire damage, so... I mean, he's got plenty of armor and fire resistance, so I guess he's okay. He's handling all this pretty well. He was carrying Gift of Health hit points, and then he's enlarged, and he's also got Soul Vortex, so he's very durable. So since this turn took place, there's been a patch that changes replays slightly. So this replay doesn't quite match reality. See, in the replay, he cleans things up pretty easily. In reality, he got an Affliction, and the Affliction he got was Mute, which was a bit disappointing, because it means he goes down to D2, which is not great. But he does take that throne for us, so we finally have the Throne of Air, which was, well, the Fire Throne. So that was Salt Plains. Nice work to him. We also had a battle at the fortress in Stumbledown Passage. So, Storming and Agarthan Ford. Usual buffs. I'm not sure is anything different at this point. Rigor Mortis, Fell Vapors, Relief, Quagmire. I mean, it's the Katiz special. We do have a few big toads that apparently shouldn't really be in front because they just die immediately. So, summoning those guys was a pointless exercise. But, you know. Seems like this is a pretty empty fort, all things considered. A bit of gate PD. Quite a few mages back here, but I think they're all small mages. And we walk in through the gate quite easily. And yeah, finish things off. So there's Stumbledown. Cleared out 107 things. Yeah, a couple of mages. Cost us 4 Sobex, 7 monster toads, and a lizard shaman. So Stumbledown Passage is here. So we managed to get through Mountains of Madness, got down underground. Another fortress is ours. So we're pushing into Agartha's territory here. Also a battle at the fortress in Mapito Cliffs. I think this is a goofy one, I could be wrong. Let's find out. We have Father Ill-Earth. We also have a couple of, what, Acker Belts? Or 1 Acker Belt. Is that where you are? Yeah. Lots of Foulspawn. Trying to get into an Abyssian fort. The army colours don't really help much here, do they? There's slightly different shades of red. Yeah, these Foulspawn are just getting cooked by falling fires. And Foulspawn don't exactly have great morale, do they? Ah, you know what? 12, better than I thought it was. But I imagine those guys are just going to start routing pretty soon. That's a lot of deaths. Might start triggering HP routes. Although, Father Ill-Earth is carrying a lot of hit points. I imagine this guy is too. Looks like Pyranny does clear out the mages. Just the walls to go. And there we go. So that was a battle at the fortress in Mapito Cliffs. But once again, because the replays have changed, that's not quite how it went. I do actually remember the Foulspawn did actually trigger a rout, and Pyranny actually ran away. So you have to ignore the replay. Yeah, they failed to capture the fortress. And that's it for battles. Events then, 1300 gold in Wisespring Grove, nice work. Lost some tax in Kornberg. Misfortune in Mountains of Ebonite. Some scout stuff. And Small Print got in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. He is mute, unfortunately, so he's a bit useless now. I could give him some gems and then he'd still be able to solve Vortex, but it's not the same, really, is it? Anyway, he got Heroic Precision, which is also not a great ability for him. But there he is. Now, that's it for messages. Here's the map now. So, let's look at the graphs first, because I know someone in the comments keeps asking me to, but I never do. So, provinces. How have things gone? Well, since this part of the game, we've been on an upward trajectory, so that's good. Currently the big players are Man, Nabar, Katiz, and then Shinu and Pyranny, who are kind of... I don't know, Pyranny's okay, Shinu's in a sharp decline. Abyssir and Agartha are both small fry at this point. Forts, me and Man have the most forts. Income, Man has the most income. Yeah, ours has just been going up in line with our provinces. Pyranny is doing quite well on income, which is surprising. I guess they're blood hunting their provinces to death, aren't they? Maybe not. Gem income, we're up there, you know. Tied with Man for first place, it looks like. Although, this does take into account events and things, doesn't it? So, it's just the average you've got to pay attention to, but, well, still, in terms of the average, we're tied with Man in first, so seems about right. Pyranny, yep, doing the blood hunting. Seems like they're the only person doing that at the moment. Research. So it's Nabar, then Pyrenees, then Man, then me. Shinu trailing. You may notice that we have flatlined recently. There's a good reason for that, and I'll show you that in a second. Dominion. We are first on Dominion, which is good. We are spamming the hell out of our temples. We get an awful lot of benefit out of our Dominion, so... Then Man, then Pyrenees, then Shinu, then Nabar way down here. Nabar, our neighbour, quite vulnerable to our Dominion, which is good. And army size. Man way out in front. Then Pyrenees, then Shinu, then me and Nabar. And there's the graphs. Throne situation currently looks like this. We've got Man on 3, Pyrenees on 2. We've got 2, although we can claim now. Shinu has 1, Nabar has 1. And anything else we'd want to look at? I mean... Here's the Hall of Fame. Are we in this anywhere? Oh yeah, small print, of course. Shame he got muted. Our Prophet's still in the Hall of Fame. Okay. So, let's start underwater, which is where the fun stuff is going on. So, remember that Marshmaster who I twice spawned? Because, you know, it's worth doing once just to see if you get lucky. He got lucky. He came back with bonus death. So, he only needed the Skull Staff and the Ring of Sorcery, which we did forge. It's somewhere out there. Yeah. We got a Ring of Sorcery. So with the Skull Staff and the Ring of Sorcery, he was able to cast Well of Misery. So currently holding that, which is good. He's also now our go-to Wraith Lord summoner. So currently we're on 38 Death Gems per turn. And this guy is just summoning a Wraith Lord every turn, such as this guy. We also have our Kokithiad here, who summoned one of the Elemental Queens of Water. So we got Bethusma. I gave her the Wavebreaker, so she auto-cast Friendly Currents. Besides that, she got a Spirit Mask, some Water Boosters, and an Anti-Magic Amulet. And currently she's just summoning allies, as is Legal Sword here. So that's all the cool stuff underwater at the moment. We're building up some stuff in the garrison, in the army. The plan will be to march out and take this throne eventually. But I'm not sure what point of that plan we're up to at the moment, but you know, that will be the plan. We'll get there. The other thing is this guy here, who hasn't been named yet. You may notice he is currently empowering himself. The plan for him will be to empower himself in air twice, so that he can always Cloud Trapeze, and then... Is this an evocation? Yeah. He'll be able to Cloud Trapeze and spam Wind of Death with a Skull Staff. So that's his purpose. So this is his first empowerment, costs 50 gems, but the next one will only be 30. We still have 44. And we're about to claim the Throne of Air, so that's 3 more gems. Plus we can start site searching for air as well. So I thought that would be a good investment. We'll see. Next up, we did take the throne that belonged to Abyssia. So Throne of the Moon. So we have growth 1 on our Dominion now as well, which I think our cap has the tree, so that's growth 5. Other provinces are growth 2 or 3, it looks like. So our scales are incredible now. But yeah, we've taken Giant Spine, and I decided to just move every single thing out of our cap to go and live there, because it makes more sense for our main research stack to be here rather than here, I think. Because this is the throne, might as well defend it. It's going to be a tempting target for Man, who did have giant stacks in this area cleaning up Abyssia and Flagra. I think they're underground somewhere too. Yeah, I think they start sieging Abyssia at some point. So yeah, we have basically every single mage we own is in this province at the moment. Well, all the mages that were in like Katirs or that attack Giant Spine, they're all just here. That's quite a big army as well. So it's all just moving over to go and live in that throne. Which is why we're doing no research at the moment, everyone's just moving. So the main research stack will be in Giant Spine from now on. Besides that, we are continuing to make a Wraith Lord every month. there are 3 items we're going to put on every Wraith Lord, which is what this guy has. So they'll all get Boots of the Messenger, Amulet of Anti-Magic, Amulet of Giant. That's 15 gems worth of items, but they're pretty easy for us to make. They're pretty cheap. We'll just throw that on all the Wraith Lords, and I mean, that's fine. I don't think you want to give these guys any gear, really, if you can help it. I don't mind making a small investment, because really we just want to take advantage of the fact that they're immortal, right? So just throw them around, suicide them into places. I'm a bit too cautious a player to do that too aggressively. I'll give them a little bit of gear. The enlargement and the boots lets them travel much further. Anti-magic's pretty important, I think, on undead, so yeah. Yeah, but the first target is going to be Lucky Lake for our Wraith Lord contingent. They'll move out with Bethuzma and go down and grab that soon. This throne needs to be fortified, so stuff that was getting recruited in this general area or over here is going to eventually just all move and live here while we put up the lab, the temple, and the fort. And meanwhile, yeah, we're underground. So we just took Stumbledown Passage. Frustratingly, the lab here was destroyed, so we have to build a lab and a temple. So taking a moment to preach to site search, I'm going to just slowly push in and hopefully finish off Agartha. The plan will be, hopefully, that we will capture Lucky Lake and have it defended with a fort and stuff around the same time we finish off Agartha, and then we can pivot straight to attacking Man from the coast and also from underground. That's the aim at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. But that's the position of the game right now. Other than that, this guy's walking around putting down temples. We're on Dominion 11. So get those numbers up. Still don't have any temples underwater, but don't really have any underwater provinces either. When we take this, we'll have to take this as well, because it's, you know, it's an underwater fort sat right next to a throne, so it's it might be a danger. So we might take that and grab a couple of Shinny provinces before we head on land. We'll just see what happens. Global list looks like this, by the way. I'm not sure if this happened in the recordings or not, but yeah. Man has up Gates of Horn and Ivory. Everything else still belongs to us. And any other actions? Let's see. So every month we do a Wraith Lord. There's the Wraith Lord items. My god's just teleporting to Giant Spine to live there with the other guys. Boots of the Messenger, build lab, build temple. Boom. That's it for turn 56. So, I think from this point on, things should be back to normal. No more retrospective look backs at old turn files. I should have, you know, actually have all the videos now. So that's good. Let me know if you want me to keep the jazz in the videos or not. I don't know. For me, the jazz occurs when the videos are shitter. So that's the purpose of it. And I think some of the other videos are already recorded, so they won't have it either way. But whatever. Okay, there we go. That's turn 56. And that's that. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.